Okay, so I want to talk about why I started putting more emphasis onto my appearance and like placing more value into it, because I used to never care what other people thought, and I'll justify it by saying, oh, like I know myself, like who cares what other people think, like basically having baddie syndrome. But like behind closed doors, that was a fat dirty lie I would tell myself, because behind closed doors I cared what other people thought. Come in terms with the fact that the way you judge other people are going to judge you. And I had to come into realization with this, because I could have judgments about other people, but somehow in my own bubble, in my own world, people could not judge me because I knew myself. And if I knew myself, who fucking gives a shit? We have these biases, these subconscious biases towards other people based on our own experiences. Have you ever heard the quote, don't judge a book by its cover? Well, you can judge a book by its cover. These first-hand impressions that you get from people based on their hygiene, their exercise, their style, the designer clothes, how much designer clothes they wear, did I say hygiene already? Makeup, how much makeup they have on, also the way they speak, the topics that they choose to speak on, and the conversations that they have, how much they listen versus how much they talk ratios. Basically, all these, like I'm listing right now, but all of these things we judge, and that is perfectly normal. So stop trying to be like this fucking angel of being like, I don't judge. Like, yeah, we do. We do judge, and that's perfectly reasonable and fine. And instead of complaining about how society is just so unfair or shit like this, like use it to your advantage. If we can present ourselves in a better manner, like I said, I think in the past I've gotten like days without showering and I didn't care how my hair looked, and people would treat me worse. And I feel like my theory behind that, like even now, like now people, I see that on a general scale, people treat me better, nicer, and with more respect. My theory for that is because I place more value into my appearance, more time into my appearance, then people subconsciously have this like link where it's like, if they respect themselves, like I should also respect them. And I do want to go into territory where it's like there's an extent where if you are spending like 3 hours a day on your morning routine, or of like getting ready, so where it's like you're putting your appearance behind other qualities and you're neglecting your other qualities that you have as a person, and basically relying too much on your appearance. And that itself is like where I'm like, oh, like okay, let's draw the line there. I can counter that and say that, like, to what extent do the opinions of other people matter so much on yourself? But they do, and they should matter, because we are humans, and that's like really obvious, I know, but we are humans, and social experiences and our friends and our interactions with other people, not only are they important for our mental like well-being, but also they do have some kind of say in how we view ourselves. And how we view ourselves, I think, is one of the most important things we have going for ourselves. I'm talking about how other people view and shape, like when you put value into your appearance. But when you start showing up to the gym, when you start eating right, when you start like skincare, all these things that are listed beforehand, not only does that make other people kind of gravitate to you to like a subconscious level because of your confidence levels, like you also start viewing yourself better. Most importantly, you also start having more respect for yourself, more confidence about yourself. That's basically the core of all the other traits that come, like where it's like you're seeking for validation. You start noticing that you're less likely to seek for validation from people. You start people pleasing more. You start being able to say no. From the root of you just having more respect for yourself and you having a higher confidence about yourself. My confidence used to be destroyed, annihilated. Actually, it was like not even there. I used to be so insecure, and I would facade that, and I would have like a mask on where it's like I just didn't care what other people thought. And in reality, I would seek validation, like a shit ton of validation from other people. And once I had started having this routine, this discipline, where I would put my feelings aside and show up consistency to what I said I would, where my actions would back up who I say I was as a person. So going to the gym, eating healthy, being more strict on myself, that's where I found the most respect came for myself, and that's where I found the most confidence would come for myself. And when I perceived myself in a higher manner, that kind of translated to other people. So instead of like yearning for other people's respect, like we as humans, we pick up on these like little things about people and about ourselves where we make our own conclusions from that. When you start focusing on your life, on yourself, other people will pick up on it. So you don't even have to go out there and just like force yourself to do shit that you don't want to do. Because if you focus enough on kind of growing yourself as a person, and also there's nothing wrong with change, but I had this stigma around change where I was like, that's bad, like I should not be trying to change myself, like that probably means there's something wrong with me. That is bullshit. Like I was overweight and I would look in the mirror, and even now on social media where everyone's telling you to just be in the, like look in the mirror and just be happy yourself, and I had that mindset, then I'm telling you right now, I'd feel like shit about myself. Like there was like a summer where I was like overweight, and that was like I thought everyone was looking at me. In reality, no one was. Trust me, no one was looking at me. And I thought that I was like I was comparing myself to other people. That makes me feel like shit. And you can lie to yourself as much as you want and tell yourself that it doesn't matter, but it does matter. It matters. Not only for other people, but it matters for ourselves. Like I think it's really important to view yourself in a higher manner. And one of the ways you can do that is by taking care of your body, by taking care of your mental state. And most of the time the two come together. Like the two, like when you go to the gym, you feel better mentally too. So instead of neglecting that or being like, oh, like it doesn't matter, like I should just be happy with my body, change is good. And if you want to change, and if you're unhappy with yourself, instead of finding a way to just have self-love, that, and also like I do want to say like the whole self-love like acceptance thing, I think there's like a difference between accepting where you are right now versus just refusing to change. And you should always strive to change in a better manner. And one of the ways you can do that is by just showing up even when you don't want to, and even when you don't feel like it, just going to the gym and just putting in some kind of effort, and showering even when you don't want to, because that at the end of the day makes you feel so much better about yourself, because you put an effort for yourself. And then I actually every single point I say I feel like I can counter, because then with this it's like how much time are you dedicating for yourself versus that time dedicating for other people, where it's like you shouldn't be completely selfish about just yourself, where it's like you're so focused on self-improvement where you're neglecting time with family, you're neglecting time with friends. Like I know it's like really hard to find a balance of all of this, but what I would just say is that have like non-negotiable things of where you show up to the gym, where you eat right, where you wake up at the same time every day, where you're getting your steps in. And over time, like all the skincare too, and finding yourself, over time you'll realize that it gets so much easier, because instead of it being like a forceful task at the start, it just becomes habit. So yeah, I want to end it on this note. I don't want to waffle or yapper on too long, but yeah, put emphasis on your appearance, but to an extent where it doesn't overshadow or overtake other parts of your life. And in reality, that you showering or you doing skincare or you eating healthy and making healthier decisions is not going to take that much time. So also educating yourself on these topics. So yeah, I want to end it on this note. Also, I was about to end the video, but I did kind of want to say that I used to be a severe mouth breather, and I'm going to insert a picture of me before and overweight. I'm going to insert a picture of me and my face before and my face now. So actually you can see it now. But I do want to say that all these things that I'm talking about, they take time, they're consistent, and my face going from this to what it is now was not overnight. It was me literally forcing myself to not breathe through my mouth. Like actually it was so hard at the start. I want to say it was hard at the start. But it's all about consistency, and it's all about just showing up. So yeah, kind of just want to slip that in, and hopefully you guys learned something today.